Long, long ago, in the heart of a bustling Igbo village called Umuofia, nestled between rolling hills and whispering palm trees, there lived a young woman named Amaka. Amaka was no ordinary maiden. Her beauty was like the sunrise over the Oji River, radiant and warm, drawing the eyes of every soul in the village. But it was not just her beauty that made her special. Amaka had a heart as big as the village square and a wit sharper than a freshly forged machete. She was kind to the old, playful with the young, and known for her laughter that rang like the village bell during harvest festivals. Amaka's best friend was Neca, a girl with a tongue as swift as a weaver bird and eyes that sparkled with mischief. Neca was charming, but her heart sometimes danced to the tune of envy. The two were inseparable, sharing secrets under the moonlight, weaving baskets by the stream, and dreaming of the future. But as the proverb goes, the snake that hides in the grass may bite the hand that feeds it. And so, our tale begins. One bright morning, as the roosters crowed and the village awoke, a stranger arrived in Umuofia. His name was Chike, a tall, broad-shouldered man from the neighbouring village of Okigwe. Chike was no ordinary man. He was a skilled blacksmith whose hammers sang songs of fire and iron, and his smile could make even the grumpiest elder crack a grin. Word of his arrival spread faster than gossip at the market, for Chike had come with a purpose. He sought a bride, and his heart had been captured by tales of Amaka's beauty and kindness. When Chike arrived at Amaka's family compound, he came with gifts, yams as big as a child's head, a basket of ripe mangoes, and a finely crafted iron hoe that gleamed in the sun. Amaka's father, Mazi Okoye, a man with a beard as white as a goosey soup, welcomed Chike with kola nuts and palm wine. The village buzzed with excitement, for a suitor of Chike's caliber was rare. Amaka, shy but curious, peeked from behind the door as Chike spoke of his intentions. Her heart fluttered like a butterfly caught in a breeze, for Chike's voice was gentle yet strong, and his eyes held a promise of a good life. But Neca, who had been visiting Amaka that day, saw Chike too, and oh, how her heart twisted. She thought to herself, why should Amaka have such a man? I am just as beautiful, just as clever. Why does she always get the best? Neca's envy grew like a weed in the rainy season, and she hatched a plan as cunning as Anansi the spider. That evening, as the moon hung low and the crickets sang, Neca pulled Amaka aside. "My sister," she said, her voice sweet as honey, "Chike is a fine man, but I heard a troubling rumor in the market. They say he has a temper like a wounded leopard. You must be careful. Let me test him for you to see if his heart is true." Amaka, trusting as ever, nodded. "Oh, Nneka, you are wise. Please, find out if Chike is as good as he seems." Little did she know that Nneka's plan was not to test Chike, but to steal him. The next day, Nneka, dressed in her finest wrapper, adorned with beads that jingled like tiny bells, she went to the village square where Chike was meeting with the elders. With a sway in her step and a smile that could charm a python, she approached him. "Good day, Chike," she said, batting her eyelashes. "I am Nneka, Amaka's dearest friend. She sent me to welcome you properly to Umuofia." Chike, polite and unsuspecting, thanked her warmly. Nneka spun tales of her own virtues, claiming she was the best dancer in the village, the finest cook of ukwa porridge, and the only one who could match Chike's strength with her cleverness. Day after day she found ways to meet him, bringing him fresh palm wine, laughing at his stories, and planting doubts about Amaka. "Amaka is kind," Nneka would say, "but she is shy and not ready for a man of your stature. Perhaps you need someone bolder, someone like me." Chike, though charmed by Nneka's boldness, was no fool. His heart still belonged to Amaka, but Nneka's words sowed tiny seeds of doubt. Meanwhile, Amaka waited at home, trusting her friend's tests and unaware of the web being woven around her. Now the village of Umuofia had a sacred grove where the spirit of the river goddess Idemili was said to dwell. It was believed that Idemili saw all truths and punished those who betrayed trust. One night, as Nneka's scheming grew bolder, she convinced Chike to meet her at the grove, claiming it was a tradition for suitors to offer gifts to the goddess for a happy marriage. "Bring a white hen and a calabash of palm wine," she said. "I will guide you, for only I know the sacred path." But Amaka, growing curious about Nneka's long absences, followed her that night. Hidden behind a cluster of banana trees, she overheard Nneka's plan to confess her love to Chike and claim him for herself. Amaka's heart sank like a stone in the river. Betrayed by her best friend. Tears stung her eyes, but Amaka was no weakling. She remembered her grandmother's words, "When the world turns against you, seek wisdom from the spirits." Amaka crept to the shrine of Idemili, knelt before the sacred stream and prayed. "Great Idemili, goddess of truth, my heart is heavy. My friend has turned against me, and my suitor is slipping away. Show me the path to justice." As she prayed, a gentle breeze stirred the leaves, and a voice, soft as the ripple of water, whispered, "Truth is like the sun. It cannot stay hidden forever. Be wise, Amaka, and let the heart reveal itself." The next day, the village prepared for the annual Mimiri festival, a grand celebration where young women danced to honor Idemili. It was also the day Chike would announce his choice of bride. The village square was alive with color. Wrappers of red, gold, and green swirled as women danced, drums thundered, and flutes sang. Amaka, though heartbroken, decided to trust Idemili's words. She dressed simply, in a white wrapper that glowed like moonlight, and joined the dance. Neca, confident in her plan, wore a dazzling outfit, her beads sparkling like stars. She danced with such flair that the crowd roared, and Chike's eyes followed her. But then Amaka took the center of the square. Her dance was not just steps, it was a story. Her movements spoke of love, betrayal, and hope. Her feet light as if guided by the goddess herself. The crowd fell silent, mesmerized, and even Chike could not look away. As the dance ended, Amaka stepped forward and spoke, her voice clear and steady. "Chike, I have waited in trust, but I have learned that trust can be betrayed. If your heart is true, choose not with your eyes, but with your spirit. Let Idemili guide you." Neca laughed, trying to regain control. "Amaka, why speak in riddles? Chike, I have shown you my heart. Choose me, and you will never regret it." But Chike, moved by Amaka's words and the purity of her dance, felt the fog of Neca's charm lift. He stepped forward, took Amaka's hand and said, "Amaka, your heart speaks louder than words. It is you I choose, for your kindness, your truth, and your strength." The crowd cheered, but Neca's face burned with shame. Before she could slip away, a sudden gust of wind swept through the square, and the elders gasped. A shimmering figure appeared for a moment, a woman made of water, her eyes like stars. It was Idemili, the river goddess. "Neca," she said, her voice echoing like a distant waterfall, "you sought to steal what was not yours. For your deceit, you will serve the village for 1 year, fetching water from my stream each dawn to learn humility. Neca fell to her knees, trembling, and promised to change. The goddess vanished, and the festival continued with joy. Chike and Amaka were married under the great Iroko tree, their union blessed by the elders and the spirits. Neca, true to her punishment, fetched water each morning. But Amaka, ever kind, forgave her friend and helped her carry the load. Over time, Neca's heart softened, and their friendship was reborn, stronger than before. And so the people of Umuofia learned that envy may spark like fire, but truth and kindness shine like the sun. The tale of Amaka and the stolen suitor is still told in the village, especially when the moon is full and the river whispers Idemili's name.